Okay, so what I'm doing is I'm making the soil for the rooting of my cuttings for my roses. I have here a cup of perlite with potting soil, and the I'm mixing it together. There is some orchid bark, but it's okay. And then I have an aloe vera leaf. So what I'm gonna do is these cuttings were cut last weekend, um, but I just don't have time. I'm gonna turn it into multiple cuttings because I have a couple of people request this particular type of roses. So I'm gonna clean it up a little bit, just that way it will give me room to work. Because it was cut last weekend, it kind of dry. It's been dried out for a while, for like a week. Therefore, I need to make sure that I am rubbing the aloe vera. The reason why I'm rubbing the aloe vera, because aloe vera has a healing entities, and it will help the roses to stay alive. Generally, I like to cover the root like so, and then I'm gonna take this and do the same, because these are the, so just take it and poke it through like so. And you just want to cover the bottom part. You can leave excess leaf at the top, but you want to cut it so that way it gives enough energy for the rose to take root. I am using a container, a to-go container, because I am going to put these cutting to the side of the house, which I'm not going to be water them a lot, so I'm not gonna poke hole for drainage, and I'm gonna put these two together. And you just want to press it down to make sure that the roses stayed there we go. Okay, so that will do the job. And then just give it water. Keep it in a shaded area. Once they grow, you can see there's new growth here. This is from the original plant, but basically once you water it, it will take at least a month or two in order for it to take root. And when it takes root, all you have to do is cut the container out, and you can plant it in a bigger pot, or you can plant it directly on the ground. My plans for these is I'm actually letting it take root, and I'm gonna mail it to my friend. So this one here, it has a little rosebud, so we can tell that it's yellow and pink, a very beautiful color. But because we're rooting them, we're not gonna keep this bud, so I'm gonna trim off some of the leaves. and I'm gonna cut it off a little bit because it looks like it's been very dry since it got trimmed last weekend, and I have not had a chance to root them. So basically I'm just gonna go in and apply the aloe vera leaf. And the gooey stuff is good for them, so make sure you keep it around your plant like so. And make sure you pack the soil down enough to where when you plant it or stick it in your rooting, that it helps keep the rooting standing up straight like so. And this one, this little cutting, I'm gonna go ahead and cut it right here, trim off some leaves, trim the top, apply the aloe vera roots. Okay, so, and I'm just gonna stick it in. Keep it in a shaded area, give it some water, and don't worry about watering them often, because when they're rooting, they tend to not like they don't need water. They do need water. It's just they wanted to recuperate, and so they need to be in the sun. Yeah, they need to be in a shaded area. So stick it in here like so. And once again, when you work with roses, you want to wear gloves so you don't poke yourself. But I tend to do things the opposite way. I don't wear gloves. I don't like gloves, actually. I like to feel it and then I get poked. Okay, so it looks like it's all over the plant, but what I'm going to do is I'm trying to I don't like to waste anything, so I'm just gonna go here, gonna poke through. You can poke through this and just plant it with the aloe vera. So you want to poke it through like that, where the roses, the bottom comes out like so, and you can plant it directly in your pot. So like this one, I'm gonna poke it through, all the way through, all the way through, like so, and it's coming out at the very bottom right here, and you just plant it directly in the pot. So I made a lot of mess here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna keep all these mess in the pot, keep it clean. Keep it clean. I'm gonna put the soil in. Oops. These are potting mix. I'm just gonna dump it all in here, and this is called the lazy way of rooting things, where you just there you go. Now that your working area is all clean, everything is all good, just hopefully it will grow into a beautiful rose bush for me for next year. Though I have done a lot of cuttings, and I am gonna be honest, I don't have much space, so majority of these flowers or roses that I've cut off of my plant is gonna need a home. And I have a few people that are asking me for it, but I did made a lot of cutting for this roses, particularly the yellow and red hue, which I don't remember what the name of the roses are, but this is what it is. So behold, there is gonna be a bunch of roses that needs home. So just a heads up for everyone who wanted some. But there we go.